What is your next move? Now, guys, we have a lot going on in the world. In the prepper community, we are looking at everything with a heightened sense of alert, which we shouldn't, right? We should look at things and just go, oh, okay, that's going on, and that's going on, and that's what should stay. The heightened level of alertness, we should bring it down a couple notches. But I'm doing this video because I went to a fire early this morning, and two people were seriously hurt. And one of those people were critically injured. And it comes down to the factor of panicking. Now, I spoke about this before. I spoke about how we should hold back on panicking, how we should use level heads and know what to do when some shit goes down. Now, we are faced with a lot of things going on in the world, and anything at any given time could pop off, and we are going to have to adapt to whatever that might be, whether it be the next world war or the apocalyptic pope, whatever it is, zombies chasing us, 6-foot Rosie O'Donnell screaming at us for Twinkies. We need to be able to adjust to what's going on. It is why you do not panic. So those two people wind up panicking. You could read the story in the news. I'll put a link in the description section. But bottom line, I came to the conclusion that they had panicked, and that's why everything sort of fell apart for them in that fire. And because, guys, you have to know and war game in your head every scenario that can happen to you in your entire life, so that when it does happen, you don't flip out and start panicking and making the wrong moves and or decisions. If something was to suddenly happen in your state, like, I don't know, a nuclear strike, and it was an accidental strike because the United States military fucked up, launched a nuke, but the nuke went rogue and then wind up landing in the middle of Ohio. I don't know why I thought Ohio, right? And then it's smack dab in the middle, and you see this glow in the sky. You have to automatically know that that's a nuclear weapon. Take cover, duck, go back in the house, whatever it is. Instantaneously look away from it. But what are you going to do in various situations? You get into a car accident. Your car starts to roll over. What are you going to do? Right? Get the hell out of that situation. But how are you going to do it? You're going to cut yourself out. You're going to start screaming for help. You're going to reach for your knife that you had stashed away in your car somewhere or on your belt and cut yourself out. There are a million things, guys, that you have to think about that can possibly happen to you. The idea of it will never happen to me needs to escape your brain right away, because it can't. It will almost always happen to you, whatever that situation might be. So when something happens to you guys, you have to be able to adapt to that situation and then keep moving. But also address that situation. Go back and address it and figure out what went wrong so that it doesn't happen again. No matter what the hell it is, right? Again, you get in a car accident. Well, why was that? All right, maybe the guy blew a red light and smashed into you. Different scenario altogether. But if you are Johnny on the spot and continuously scanning around, you can avoid that car slamming into you. If you keep checking your rear view mirror and you're looking and you stopped at a light and you look and you see a guy plowing through, turn off to the left or right to avoid him from smashing into you. Again, guys, you have to constantly be on some kind of alert when you're out and about. When you're in a mall, you start hearing pops in the distance. You already know that's a gunshot. Don't go, what is that? Are those fireworks in a fucking mall? Don't do that. Go, oh shit, pop sound. React to it as being a gunshot and get the fuck out of it. You panicking, guys, is going to almost always kill you. Always. Because you're going to panic. You're going to sit there and go, and delayed panicking is even worse. You go, what do I do? And then you sit there and you freeze. Then you go into your mental Rolodex. What? Don't do that. The first thing that comes to your mind is what you do. Get the fuck out of there. It's normally what you're going to do. Panicking is bad. Panicking is going to end your life, and it's going to make you make bad decisions that'll ultimately cost you in the long run. Whether that's ultimately financially, prepper-wise, friend-wise, family-wise, it's going to have you pay the price in the long run if you panic and make poor decisions. Don't panic. Run every scenario that can possibly happen to you in your head and ask yourself, how am I going to address this? In fact, write on paper the scenario that could happen to you and think about it, and then think about your plan of action and write it down. And then look at it, put it away, and address it again in a month or two later and look at the same scenario and see what you would come up with it. And sometimes you might have to just write the scenario down and then leave it on your desk and then come back to it a day or two later and go, this is how I would address it. Because sometimes you watch a movie, sometimes you read a book, sometimes you'll see another scenario exactly like that happen, and then you go back to it, you go, this is what I would do this time around, answering the question, on paper. I'm going to do this. And then you write down what you're going to do. So now you're looking at it, and you have it written down, your brain recorded it, so if it does happen, you know how to get out of that situation. Now, guys, there are a million scenarios. As a firefighter, I put myself in every bad scenario I possibly can. We all do. So that if and when it happens, we know exactly how we're going to get out of the situation. Am I going to bail out of the window? Am I going to drop and crawl out of the room? Am I going to close the door, bail back out of the window? Am I going to try to catch that person jumping from a second or third story window and break both my arms? You might have to. But these are the things that we think about just in case shit like that does happen. And guess what? In the fire department, no matter where you are in the world in the fire department or the police department, you war game those scenarios. Those scenarios are undoubtedly going to happen to you the longer you're in service. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.